Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing one of the best new watches of the year, new for 2022 and now available pre-owned. We have the Oris ProPilot X Calibre 400. If you remember the 2019 Big Crown ProPilot X, it was an impressive watch from a technical standpoint, but it was also huge and featured a polarizing skeleton dial. This watch, 39 millimeters in diameter in titanium, is much more wearable. It's also 12 millimeters thick, and you can see from lug to lug, 47.1 millimeters, with a 50.2 millimeter total distance across the wrist when you include the links of the bracelet. It has a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and being all of titanium bracelet case and clasp, it is very light on the wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it wears well, including under a cuff. It's very flat, very flush. It's not too broad, so it's not going to encroach on the outer edge of your wrist. And I would recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. So whereas the original Big Crown ProPilot X wasn't a unisex watch, this absolutely could be. The watch is impressively made, and that starts with details. You can see on the bracelet, the intermediate links are actually faceted inboard. You can see they're faceted between their faces. And you have that same faceting in between the flanking slash cut links. You also find here removable links fixed by screws rather than the pins and sleeves you expect in a watch in this price range. Now we have a single fold titanium clasp. You can see it clicks shut and it has a lift lock system, so you have to lift and unlatch to unlock it. A sophisticated system that Oris debuted previously on its Pilot watches, higher in the price range within the catalog. So this is a great feature to see carried over to the ProPilot X Calibre 400. Now the case is similar to the original, but it's smaller, which makes it more wearable. Everything is satinated for a muted anti-glare look. We've got small shear guards for the crown, which has a coining on its flank, and then this sort of turbine-like slash cut on its side that echoes the design on the bezel. You can see the bezel is slightly sunken into the case band, so it can be a little bit flatter. The whole watch is thinner because the bezel sits below the peaks of the lugs. The bezel has that slash knurling on the side, and then on the top it has satination abutting the sapphire over a dial that is blue with a granular, almost sandpaper-like surfacing. We'll do a quick lume shot here so you can see the watch. It is well lumed. It's a true sports watch. It's got a screw-down crown. It's 100 meters water-resistant. The hands are a sort of modified alpha style, and you can see they all have a satin metallic finish to further mute glare. There's a ray outboard acting as a sort of unifier of bezel and dial, and then we have two subsidiary setting modes here. We have a hacking seconds function, so you can stop the seconds hand. And then we have a quick set for the dates. You can rapidly cycle the date should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month. The real attraction of this watch, aside from the excellent ergonomics and the nifty au courant integrated bracelet design, it's this Calibre 400. Now, this debuted on the Aquis dive watches initially, but it's not a huge movement, which means it can be scaled down even in a 39 millimeter case. So it's an Oris exclusive twin barrel automatic movement with a 5-day power reserve and a 10-year service interval, which is formidable and impressive. It pivots on 21 joules. It beats away at 8 beats per second, so they didn't use a low beat rate to achieve that extra power reserve. It's been adjusted in 5 positions, just like a chronometer would be, but whereas a chronometer can run -4 + 6 seconds every 24 hours, this is designed to run no worse than -3 + 5 seconds per 24 hours. Part of the reason it has such a long service interval is because it uses an unlubricated full silicone escapement, both anchor and wheel. And then we have a timepiece with a wonderful rack and pinion style fine adjustment mechanism, which looks cool. And then you have Edicron for adjusting larger increments and also changing the beat rates. This is a watch that can be regulated very, very precisely. It also has the ability to withstand immense amounts of magnetism, as it's been tested against 2,250 Gauss while losing a minimal amount of time. Remember, that is more than twice 1000 Gauss, and very, very impressive. This watch has it all. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.